So to start this extra video off, I'm going to be showing you how difficult it is to try to do the cheats in this game. There's a level select cheat, and there's a sound test cheat. Now, why they thought it was a good idea to restrict the sound test to a cheat, I will never know. I mean, why can't they just have you select the sound test from the title screen by just booting up the game and then pressing down and start? Why does it have to be an impossibly difficult cheat? I thought it would be a lot easier than it really is. I learned about these cheats from Sonic News Network, and unfortunately they don't do anything to tell you what buttons 1 and 2 are equivalent to in the GameCube controller. I suspect that button 1 is the B button, but I don't know. Oh yeah, this is the Super Peel Out. Yeah, I never actually used the Super Peel Out in this game though. I think the major reason I rely on the Super Peel Out in Sonic CD so much is because, well, no, they fixed the spin dash in the PC remake, so that's not entirely it. I guess it's also the level design. Like, I trust the game not to have terrible badnik placement. That will cause me to always get launched into them helplessly when I do Super Peel Out. Although, usually when I use the Super Peel Out, I would curl up into a ball afterwards anyways, especially when I was going through loops. So I essentially used it as a superior spin dash, because I was able to compensate for the fact that spin dash sucked in Sonic CD by doing the Super Peel Out and then holding down right afterwards. Oh yeah, this is why Tails sucks. This is how you fly. You have to look up and then press and hold the A button, and that's how you fly. How is that intuitive? Yeah, you can't start flying by jumping in the air and then tapping the A button, or holding the A button even. Which really sucks. I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. In Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the first Genesis game where Tails can fly and you can play as him, you can actually, well, the thing is that his flight is a lot better. Oh yeah, they call Gigapolis Zone, I have a hard time even pronouncing the name of that level, but they call it something different in the Game Gear version for some reason. And Tails can use the spring shoes, but he can't use the rocket shoes for some reason. Not really sure why. His flight comes in handy sometimes, but for the most part, I just hate how you can't just go into a running start and then jump and then fly. I hate how you can't do that. No, you have to start flying from a standstill with almost no momentum at all, and his forward momentum when he flies is sluggish as it is. Oh yeah, the Game Gear Act 3 of Mecha Green Hill Zone, it has completely different level design that is a lot more dickish. There's a lot more bottomless pits. And when you start out the level, you're very likely to just run ahead, and because of the screen crunch, you'll probably end up falling to your death. Yeah, it's kind of cute how Tails always yawns in his idle animations. It's like he always acts sleepy. Sonic is always looking impatient, because naturally he's an impatient person. And sometimes he lies down, but still looks impatient. I like how the idle animations always show off the characters' personalities without words. Like, Mario doesn't have idle animations. He just stands still, mindlessly. Yeah, the Game Gear bosses are a lot harder. And this is the major reason why. It's a lot harder to bounce on their heads because the screen is smaller. And here it has altered physics where you're forced to bounce to the left after jumping on his head. You can't just jump on top of him and then stay on top of him. So, you get bounced to the left when you're bouncing on him. So, you're pretty much guaranteed to get bounced into the projectiles. the Game Gear boss fights, in the Master System version of the game, the boss fights all take 8 hits to take down. In the Game Gear version, they take a varying amount of hits, usually less than 8. But it's still more difficult because of the screen crunch, and the fact that it's a lot harder to bounce on the heads. Yeah, I don't know why I was able to float above the water there. You can still use the water bounce in this game, even as Tails. But you can't fly underwater as Tails, which is stupid, because in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you can. You probably noticed it by now, but the Act 3s of the Game Gear version are a lot harder, because it's a lot harder to get rings in them. Like, there's actual strategies that you have to implement, going through the levels in exactly the right way in order to get rings. There are people who have never gotten rings for this boss fight, because they didn't know how. They didn't know how you're supposed to get to the top of the area. And it sucks how the invincibility in the Game Gear version runs out too quickly for you to use it in the boss fight. I didn't have that problem with the Master System version. This boss fight feels a lot harder in the Game Gear version. Tails can do mostly everything Sonic can do, except he can't use the rocket shoes. I don't know why. I mean, he can fly. At least Triple Trouble has the decency to give him his own unique power-ups. Unfortunately, the final boss of the game is still just as tedious with Tails. I didn't show off everything in my Tails run of the game, because I didn't want to waste your time. I just used this as a new opportunity to show off the Game Gear version. Obviously, I played the version of it on Adventure DS. Is it just me, or is the Game Gear version of this final boss a lot easier? Probably just me. Probably just the fact that I had so much experience with it by that point, because I had already played it. Oh yeah, I showed you that I beat the boss. I showed you that I beat the boss with Tails in the previous video, so I didn't really have to show you again. Yeah, this crappy footage isn't mine. I had to borrow the footage in order to show off the special stages. Hope that's okay. But yeah, hold up there and then hold down and you'll get that emerald. I think that watermark on the top of the screen is from the person who made the video using free trial recording software. I mean, I have Bandicam, and well, part of the reason I purchased Bandicam was because it only lets you use it for 15 minutes or something. And the other reason is that it puts this crappy watermark at the center of the footage, so that you can't take advantage of it. And because you can't produce good footage when it has this stupid watermark on the center of it. I mean, if the watermark is at the top, then it's sort of forgivable. I thought about cropping the video to remove the watermark, but then I would be cutting out some of the screen of the actual game, so I decided against it. But yeah, just do exactly what's being done here, and you'll get the next Chaos Emerald. Just keep going right is my only advice. But yeah, I think there are actual ways to remove the free trial limits of Bandicam without having to purchase it. Like the YouTube videos and everything. Oh yeah, I hate that staircase. Because if you hit the springs, then you're probably going to get sent all the way back, and there's a time limit. It feels like an extremely dickish level design that there's so many different springs on a very small staircase with very small stairs in them. It's so easy to be knocked back by them. But careful use of the rocket shoes will nab you the next Chaos Emerald. But yeah, I heard there were ways to remove the free trial limits of Bandicam without paying for it. But I was worried that it would. I didn't think it was legal, and I was worried that I would get in trouble just from watching those YouTube videos. So I don't know. I decided to just purchase it. I mean, I already wasted $50 on crafts. Might as well. This is the final special stage, and you have to hold up, hold down, hold up, then down, down, and then jump in order to get this chaos emerald. So up, down, down, and jump. You have to jump at the end because there's a spring that will send you back into the tube if you don't jump at exactly the right time. But yeah, that pipe maze is dickish. Like, we all loved Scrambled Egg Zone so much, didn't we? And again, there's a time limit. So I'm pretty sure that if you get hit by the spring, you'll run out of time and be unable to get to the Chaos Emerald at all. Because you're forced to move through the tubes. You don't have any actual control over Sonic when he's going through the tubes other than the turning points. So that special stage seems really dickish to me. And it feels like you pretty much need a guide to know exactly what to do in it. Because there's so many different paths you could potentially take. But yeah, that was Sonic Chaos. And obviously, there are plenty of other Sonic games coming up. The next Sonic commentary I'm going to be doing is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Technically, there are Sonic games between Sonic Chaos and Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which are Sonic Spinball for the Genesis and Dr. Robotnik's Mean Green Bean Machine, which is a Tetris clone. I'm debating whether I should show them off in a video or show off all the Sonic games I'm not going to be doing commentaries over in one video where I talk about them in like a review or something. Or maybe I just won't do that and I'll save my opinions of those games for commentaries where it's easy for me to run out of stuff to talk about, like Unleashed, because I'm going to be doing a commentary over that game eventually, and I'm kind of worried that I'll run out of stuff to say for the Werehog levels. I have a lot of trivia on hand, so I don't think that'll happen, but, you know. So, the next commentary I'm going to be doing is Sonic 3 Knuckles. I'm not going to be doing the Knuckles playthrough, but I'm going to be showing off, well, not the alternate paths that Knuckles goes through. I mean, it is essentially the same levels. They're just a lot cheaper with Knuckles. So I'm going to be showing off Knuckles' boss fights, though, and his ending. So I'm going to be showing off practically everything that the game has to offer. Well, I'm not going to be going through every single route of every single level because that would just drag it on forever, but you know what I mean. So, see you in Sonic 3 and Knuckles, one of my favorite Sonic games of all time.